New Jerusalem is Manhattan. It speaks of 12 gates, three on the north, three on the east, three on the south, three on the west. If you look at a map of any bridges and tunnels that can be driven in, i.e., gates, there's tons of tunnels in New York for subways and stuff like that, but the city can control who comes in and out by shutting down subways if they need to. But in terms of entering in a car, like a gate, if you're going into a castle, you're coming in with your little carriage. If you want to come in by car into Manhattan, you have 12 choices. There are three on the north end, or the north side of the island, three on the east, three on the south, and three on the west. The island also has 12 foundations, i.e., 12 avenues, 1st through 12th Avenue, to represent each of the apostles. There are more Jews in New York City than any other city outside of Israel. New Jerusalem, you know how there's New York, right? It's the New York from Britain. Well, New Jerusalem is the New Jerusalem from Israel. It's Manhattan, where kings come. Where kings come, that's the UN. There's representatives from every country there. Or most countries. I'm not sure if every country is a member. So New Jerusalem, make no mistake. Oh, it's also a city that is, it never sleeps, right? It gets light from God. Well, when that was written, the New Jerusalem description in the Book of Revelation, when that was written in 68 A.D., they didn't have electricity. Okay, so if you saw Manhattan, that's four square, meaning it sits solidly. People think four square, the one definition is that it's total square, but it's solidly. And if you look at Manhattan, that city's fucking solid. But if you looked at it, being John of Patmos in 68 AD, you would say to yourself, it's nighttime. He's looking at the Manhattan skyline. He's probably floating over it in his vision. And he notices that that there's all these avenues, i.e. foundations. It sits squarely with all the buildings. It pretty much looks equal. Maybe he's looking at it from a view of the, Park Slope, where he sees it and it looks like a fucking square and everything is equal. And if you were to measure it and get 1,500, what is it, or 12,000 furlongs, that's 1,500 miles. It doesn't say 1,500 miles on one edge. It says 1,500 miles if you measure it with a reed. You know what that means? That means you could probably go up and down each avenue in Manhattan. You could go across each street, and you could measure the tops of buildings, and you'll come up with about 1,500 miles. If you measured it all. New Jerusalem's Manhattan. You can't make this stuff up. This is incredible. Send in. You don't have to send in your confession. Just upload it to the internet. You'll see what I'm talking about. If you have the courage, because you believe in God, to list out every sin you've ever committed, as well as add any illness, coincidence, and charity to the internet. Humiliate yourself with your friends because you believe that instead of a 2030 deadline for climate change action, we need to do it by 2020 because it's life and death. Then coincidentally, whatever illness you have is going to go away. But you got to keep in mind, he can read all your thoughts and he can see what you do. So in your thoughts, if you start thinking because you have a flawed belief in something, i.e., maybe you want to have sex with your neighbor's wife, or maybe you are a total bigot and racist, maybe you're a thief, whatever. If you start thinking about stealing or committing adultery, that's a sin and you can get sick again. So the key is when you think that, you have 3 seconds to say, oh, nope, I just sinned in thought. No big deal. Sorry, God, because I know I'm being monitored. Then you don't have to post an updated confession. But if you pursue that line of thinking, anything past 3 seconds is a 3-second rule, then you're going to need to upload an updated version of your confession, which includes the most recent sin. And you'll know because your body, you'll feel a pang instantaneously. Or something bad will happen, you'll slip and fall. Or whatever. It's because of what you're thinking. And those thoughts then manifest into action sometimes. It's also sometimes what you're doing. Okay? New Jerusalem is Manhattan. I'm the Messiah. This is the real deal. End of days surrounds climate change. I fit every prophetic requirement for both Judaism and Christianity. You can make a case that I'm immaculately conceived. But my name is James. Okay? I also fit several requirements from Islam and Hinduism. Okay? This is going to keep coming, guys.